guys said. Anyone else have super trippy dreams last night? I think it was because there's a full moon in Cancer, so a little bit spun out. But we can journal about that. I'm actually going to meet my friend Anna for a coffee and a walk. I'm so excited to see her. I've been FaceTiming her like a lot this semester, but we haven't actually met in about like a year and a half, so that will be fun.
I'm so bad at that though, like I always automatically go on my phone or like watch something serious. Yeah, so I should probably work on it. I've been doing that again for like 10 years as well, but I can't fucking like, I noticed. Wait, just say hi.
No, you can if you want. So I saw a comment on a few videos back that got a bunch of likes saying that I should do a yearly favourites and any recommendations I have for you guys about books, TV shows, podcasts, movies, all of the above. And I filmed a quarantine favourites back in like May, so I feel like that kind of encapsulates the first part of the year. And honestly, not a lot has really changed, especially with books. I haven't read that much since coming back to university. I've been focusing on doing work, I guess, and seeing my friends. So I thought I'd just throw in a few recommendations here and just like pick out a few things for each topic. So if you're interested, here's a roundup of some of my favourite things of 2020. So I guess we'll start with books. I just finished up the first book of IQ84 by Murakami, and it was interesting. Murakami, I feel like, don't want to generalize, but he kind of has like two categories of books. He has like the sad, depressing love stories, and then he has these kind of surreal, a bit fantasy but also reality rooted in fantasy books, and this one definitely falls into the latter. There were elements which were slightly disconcerting about it, and it does deal with a lot of dark subjects. There is rape and sexual assault, which I wasn't really like, I didn't read a blurb whenever I picked this up, so not the best Christmas read, but it is beautifully written, and the way that he connects the plots between the two characters is so satisfying and really interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes because there's a lot of like unresolved issues at the moment. So the rest of my books are back down Dublin, but one memoir which I'd like to recommend is Just Kids by Patti Smith. Such a wonderful book. It follows her in her early years in New York with Robert Mapplethorne, who ends up being like a super successful photographer, and just like the people that they met and the stories that they have are just fascinating. I definitely recommend it. It is one of my favorites because it was also a gift to me. I don't think he's gonna be watching this, but if he is, hi. Long story short, the first date that I went on in New York was literally like incredible. The guy was so sweet, so nice. We basically spent like 8 hours together just wandering around downtown. Part of the date we ended up in a bookshop and we like picked out each other a book to read, and Just Kids was his pick for me, so really appreciate that, and it was such a fun read, so definitely recommend. And the last book is more of a spirituality one. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm super excited to get into it for 2021. It is Journey to the Heart. It is Journey to the Heart, Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul by Melody Beattie, and this was a recommendation from Sophia, of course. She always posts about it on her stories, but it's basically meditations for every single day, and you can start at any point, like you don't have to start on January 1st, but I think it's gonna be a really good way for me to like make reading and also meditating a habit because I can pick it up every day and it's like a page or so. As for film and TV favorites, I didn't really watch that many new movies this year, apart from the ones which were nominated for like the Oscars. Parasite, Little Women, 1917 I all saw in the cinema. Parasite, incredible, of course. For TV favourites, The Crown season 4 was so good. I was so excited for it, as we all were, to see Princess Diana, and the actress who played her was incredible. She was absolutely fantastic. I read though a bunch of people like only started on season 4 this year, so if you haven't seen the earlier seasons, please go back and watch it because Claire Foy and Matt Smith are the best. I think I mentioned this in my quarantine favourites, but I hadn't finished it. The TV show I May Destroy You by Michaela Cole has to be one of the best things I've seen this year, if not for a very long time. Such an incredible show. It was written by Michaela Cole and it follows this young writer who's also played by her, and it's based off her personal experience with sexual assault, but the whole show in all its different characters and relationships explores like the themes of consent and also friendship and race. It takes a lot of like hard-hitting themes, but it's also like super funny and it's so witty and brilliantly written. I can't recommend it enough, so if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It is on BBC iPlayer and I think also HBO. And of course I have to give a shout out to all the K-dramas which I watched this year, because it was my first time a K-drama virgin. I first saw Itaewon Class and then It's Okay to Not Be Okay, and I'm currently on Crash Landing on You. I have 2 more episodes left and I don't want to watch them because I don't want it to be over. I'm so invested in the characters and it's just like every time I watch it I'm a mess, so I think I need to like emotionally prepare myself for it to be over. Podcast and music favorites, of course I'll have to give a little shout out to my own podcast Data, which I have with my friend Lauren. It is just a bunch of shite talk, but it's so fun to record the episodes, and the response that you guys have had to it's been so nice, so we're super excited to continue with that. And another podcast which I've been loving is Lexi's one. She is just so funny and it feels like you're just like hanging out with her for an hour. I love all the topics that she's covered so far, like the last one, How to Be a Hot Girl, was just so funny but also like really insightful, and yeah, she's just incredible. Music favorites, there are 2 that got me through 2020, BTS and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's surprise albums Folklore and Evermore were just both complete works of art. My favorites from Evermore at the minute are Gold Rush, Champagne Problems, 'Tis a Damn Season and Tolerate It is so beautiful. And BTS, I can't describe. This is like the first year that I started listening to them and I just didn't stop. Like, they are so good, they're so talented. I will link my Spotify down below if you're interested, but I literally only listen to BTS and Taylor Swift. I do have a playlist which I made during quarantine called Mornings in Quarantine, and I've basically just been adding in all my favorite songs of the year, so that kind of encapsulates most of my favorite music. And then I just want to talk about a few of my favorite creators on YouTube and Instagram. The 3 people who I've watched religiously this year, no matter what they've put out, and everything they've put out has been incredible, is Leah and Leah's Field Notes, Kaya on Kinda Cool, and Jenny from Where I Live. The 3 of them have just the most unique, interesting and just different content to the rest of YouTube, and anytime I watch their videos I feel so inspired and just like happy and warm. And then a few of my favorite people on Instagram at the moment, Wellness with Soph, of course, her journaling, her recipes, she's just one of the most genuine people and I would literally buy anything that she recommends. Like, I trust her with my whole heart. Also shout out to Maggie, her username is Emags. I have been loving her Instagram for the past few months. She is a writer, activist, content creator from Melbourne, and I've read a bunch of her articles. She's so smart and it's so nice and refreshing the way that she writes about climate change and sustainability, and she also has a podcast. This girl has literally got everything going for her. If I have any more recommendations I'll leave them on the screen. I hope you enjoyed this little ramble. Yeah, I don't know if that was at all interesting, but we can get on with the vlog. Welcome to my Notion, guys. Today we have had coffee. This is what we've got to do.
If it is on the right, it is
We're starting off learning the alphabet with these classes. So far, not bad, not awful.
Remember this pronunciation by thinking of the small stroke being under the large stroke.
Oi, oi,
Oi,
oi,
which means cucumber.
Ya, and then o, u. I haven't learned something new in such a long time. Like, it's really stimulating a nice part of the brain, really hitting the spot. It's also very satisfying to understand something. I think I'm gonna practice the vowels that I just learned and then a few of the consonants. Oh, this is the one thing that I learned how to say. Hyukakayo, hyukakayo. I'm going on vacation. We're learning things. Also, Kath got me this Korean phrase book for Christmas. Such a cute present. So once I have mastered the Hangul alphabet, I'll be able to start learning words and phrases.
Cause I dropped your hand
So pretty outside.
left you out there standing, crestfallen on the landing, showing problems. Your mom's ring in your pocket, my picture in your wallet, your heart was glass, I dropped it.
어떤 남자가 궁금해지고 부럽고. 그래서 이 여자 앞에서는 나도 좀 착한 사람이고 싶다.
날 사랑해주는 널 미워하는 거야.
It's so sunny today. These guys.
Hi.
Thanks for the compliment. I might get one of those, the blueberry ones. And can I please get an Americano? Can I get a cappuccino, please?
We got donuts. I don't know what this one is. I think it's raspberry and cream.
Oh, really? You kept that part from me? You bet I know.
My mom has been calling me a hantu, which means ghost in Indonesian, because I've been rocking around the house just looking like a mess today. But I have just been working on some dissertation stuff, not very exciting. I'm currently reading the Signac Met catalogue from, I think, the 2001 exhibition. So that's basically been my afternoon. I'm trying to get on top of work. I actually emailed my professor and told him that he would have 2,500 words in like 2 weeks time. Considering I haven't actually finished researching, that may not be possible, but I thought it'd be good to like set myself a goal to like actually get started on writing this thing. Very exciting end to the vlog. I will probably say goodbye here. Hopefully more exciting content to come in 2021. If you have any video recommendations, please leave them down below. I'm actually starting veganuary, so I'm excited for that, and maybe I'll do some like what I eat in a day or week videos. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this year. What a wild ride 2020 has been. I hope next year is infinitely better for all of us. I hope you're staying safe and healthy, and that your loved ones are all safe and healthy. And yeah, wishing you guys all the best for the next year. I hope you continue joining me on whatever journey I'm on. So lots of love.